Hi, my name is Lyric, and today we are reacting to a killer teen realizes he's been arrested by the YouTube channel Dr. Insanity. Yeah. Let's just get into it. Let's
Hello? My brother's attacking my family. Your dad is attacking your...
Make sure, by the way, before you watch this video to either watch the original video or have it on in the background, a different tab or something. Make sure Dr. Insanity gets the views. I don't know if he's a real doctor or not. Yeah, let's just get into this. Trying to hit 2,000 subs, by the way, so if you like these true crime reactions, I plan to do quite a bit of them on this channel, and a bunch of other stuff. So let's just get into it.
Hello? My brother's attacking my family. Your dad is attacking your family? No, my brother.
These were the chilling words of 12-year-old Daniel James Beaver as he begged for the police to save.
That's tragic, hearing the fucking, like, little kids on the 911 calls, man. It's just, yeah, so scary.
Save him from his...
And there's a lot of 911 calls. The audio from them are always so scary. You just get into the heart of these terrible crimes, man. It's just horrible.
Two older brothers who were running rampant throughout his house, killing everybody inside. But less than a minute after the phone call began, Daniel could be heard screaming and begging for his life until the line went dead. Police arrived at the scene.
That's fucking... Oh my god, that's horrifying audio right there. Just absolutely fucking horrifying.
Quickly, and were greeted by a gruesome scene that had played out all across the house. Blood was found smattered around the porch, and a faint cry for help could be heard from inside. The plea came from 13-year-old Crystal Beaver, but everybody else in the house, except for 2-year-old Autumn, was dead.
One of these surviving Bever children, a 13-year-old girl, saying her brothers were fascinated by mass killings for at least a year.
Police heard commotion.
Not a good sign. Mr. Anime, you know, the YouTuber kid, his whole family was like obsessed with like fucking like school shootings. He made like a school shooting tier list or whatever. Yeah, not a good sign at all.
Near the back door of the property and discovered perpetrators Robert and Michael Beaver covered in blood and smiling as if they were proud of what they had done. Robert was laughing and told police that killing more than one person had turned him into a god. Unfortunately, Robert's interrogation tape...
Yeah, that's just obvious mental illness right there. I mean, like, you're not even trying to protect yourself there, just openly admitting it.
It was never released to the public, but 15-year-old Michaels is fully available and gives us some insight into what drove these boys to commit such a brutal crime.
I was hoping maybe you could kind of just go back at the beginning when all this started and kind of tell me what happened.
A couple months ago, we started talking about rampage and stuff like that.
Okay.
I didn't take it seriously at first, but then he started buying like body armor and stuff.
Where did he buy body armor from?
eBay and Amazon.
Robert's room was found filled with weapons and body armor, including machetes.
How do you let this happen? Like, how do you let a guy just, like, buy all this shit? Like, if they both, yeah, this is like a teenager, like, as a parent, like, how are you allowing this to, like, happen with, like, are you not gonna stop him? Like, this is literally, like, Dylan and Eric, like, brother, stop your kids from getting all this material, like, what? How are you letting this happen?
Hunting knives and daggers. Apparently, they'd been collecting all of this for months, but when their sister Crystal told their mother about it, she simply passed it off as normal, saying that boys will be boys, and there's...
that's not a good slogan for anything.
Nothing to worry about. She couldn't have been more wrong.
The guns, where did he start buying guns from?
He bought them online. I think the website's like Bud's Gun Shop, and he bought two Glock 41, and a shotgun. I forget, it's like a Moss Boot, I think. Then he bought 250 shotgun rounds on eBay. And then I think he bought close to
Welcome to America, baby.
1,000 rounds for the Glocks.
Wow, okay.
Where was he supposed to pick those?
The ammunition was being shipped to the house.
Knives and machetes were one thing, but guns and over 1,000 rounds of ammunition are a completely different matter. So once they'd ordered it to their house, they knew that their parents couldn't be home when it arrived. But what did they even need all of these weapons for? It doesn't take 1,000 bullets to kill 5 people. Well, it turns out that the
Yeah, like, what? Yeah. Also, yeah, it's kind of like this. Yeah, this reminded me of the Mr. Anime case where the YouTuber killed his entire family, and then was planning to shoot up like over 100 people at a school, but then like he like stopped halfway through, like halfway on his like road to the school. But yeah, also yeah, it's definitely should be illegal to buy 1,000 rounds of ammunition, right? You definitely need that for self-defense, right?
brothers
Let's
had a
leave that there.
much,
Just leave that there.
much bigger plan.
Tell me more about making plans and what you guys talked about.
Making plans, we all plotted every night
Why did he want to do it?
because he just, like, he says he hates everyone. He thinks society is pointless. And so he wanted to, like,
It kind of seems like the other guy like brought this guy onto it. Kind of seems at this point. Obviously, he's still at fault. You know. Like, if someone was trying to convince me to kill my entire family, you wouldn't be able to convince me, buddy. So, yeah, obviously some mental illness in both of them, some fucked up ideas, you know. But it definitely seems like he was the first one on it, and then he got this other one guy on it.
beats
The other brother.
amount of other famous people like Columbine and James Egan Holmes.
So did you guys have a goal? Did you have a number?
He just wanted, I think he wanted to kill like 50.
Okay.
Yeah.
The two boys stayed up late most nights talking and scheming, and once they realized they were both separately interested in murder, the die was cast, and from their perspective, there was no turning back. The boys had grown a bond throughout their lives due to their living conditions. Their parents, April and David Beaver, were somewhat abusive to their children. They were homeschooled and even told not to interact with children outside of their own family.
Well, that's real not good. What are you doing? What are you doing for 16 years for interacting with other kids? That's just a breed for just a bunch of issues. Even if they weren't like insane, you know, it was just caused a lot of societal issues with that. Yeah, that's horrible. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, a lot of. Yeah, you can definitely see the dominoes falling.
This
Here.
left them alone with their own thoughts a lot of the time, and their only perspective of the outside world was the one that they'd formed in their own minds. This is how they developed such a negative outlook on society, and what drove them to form the next part of their plan.
You picked a date, you said.
Yeah, which was yesterday night. That was the date.
How'd you pick the
Yeah, they're just admitting everything here. They're not even trying to hide it or anything.
date?
With Egerwald out with the packages and stuff would be how, because all the ammunition, he didn't want them to see that. So we wanted to kill everyone at the house first.
Okay.
And then wait for all the packages to show up over the weekend. And then we take the Yukon and we'd have our state with the guns.
So, their plan was set. Michael even said their idea was to cut up and dismember the bodies of their family and
Holy
hide them in
fuck,
bins.
dude. Like, he's just saying this, like, saying what they did with, like, no emotion on his face at all. He's just saying, yeah, I killed my entire family in cold blood, plan to dismember them. He's just not feeling any emotion at all. He's just saying it plain out straight, fucking deadpan, like I'm talking right now. Like, it's fucking insane.
While they camped out waiting for the guns to arrive. He even added the gruesome detail that they only left Autumn alive because they had planned to decapitate her with an axe a little while later.
What? How do you just say this shit so deadpan? Like, yeah, we plan to decapitate a 2-year-old's head with an axe. Like, what? What level? Like, how? How do you get to this point where you just don't feel anything? Like, you're just so detached from reality. Like, holy God. Like, not even like a flinch, not even a hesitation in saying shit like this. Like, it's, oh my God.
But of course, all of these ambitious plans fell at the first hurdle. So, what was it that happened that night that caused everything to fall apart for the brothers? The murders began with Crystal, who had entered their room at 11:30 p.m. on the 22nd of July, 2015, to the sight of them gearing up with body armor and knives. Michael lured her over to his computer, and Robert slit her throat from behind.
And so she fell down and started screaming.
Yeah, one of them kept stabbing her. I kind of freaked out because, and then my mom came in and she started yelling, call the police, get dad. And then he came over and started attacking her.
So he stabbed your mom with the same knife?
Yep, same knife.
And where did he stab her?
I think in the neck too.
At this point, Crystal had managed to get up and stumble out of the door in an effort to escape, but Michael quickly followed her and dragged her back inside.
She's still
Horrifying,
Yeah,
man.
she was still screaming.
Horrifying.
And then that's about the time dad came down. They got a little bit of a fight, but then eventually Robert got him down,
Did he cut his throat too?
The three eldest members of the family were now well and truly out of action. With their parents dead and Crystal's throat slit, bleeding out on the porch, they just left their 4 younger siblings, the people they thought would give them the least problems. This
Shout out to my big man Daniel, bro. 12 years old. Got the capacity to call the police, tell them everything that's happening, save the day. Shout out to him, man. Rest in peace, but shout out to him.
Is also where we rejoin the story from earlier, and Daniel is on the phone with police
Got him caught,
hidden in
man.
his room.
I was sitting on the phone with the police. I grabbed the phone, which is my phone, kept my phone. And then I ran into the kitchen and I smashed the underground.
Which was your phone?
Yeah, it was my phone.
Now you don't have a cell phone anymore.
Shortly after, Daniel
This guy's laughing. He's like making jokes, cracking up, laughing. Just killed his entire family. What the fuck? Look at this guy smiling, dude. Like, what the fuck?
too was stabbed 21 times in the back, shoulder, and chest. The
What?
Now you don't have a cell phone anymore.
Shortly after, Daniel too was stabbed
21 times? What? This is one of the most brutal, like, unapologetic crimes I've ever seen, dude. You stabbed a 12-year-old 21 times, dude. What? What is the purpose? He can't fight back? What? I'm just so... What the fuck, dude? Oh my god.
21 times in the back, shoulder, and chest. The final two victims were hidden in locked
21
rooms,
times.
but Michael managed to convince them that Robert was attacking him too. This lured them out, and the brothers finished their attack by once more stabbing 6-year-old Christopher and 5-year-old Victoria to death. Throughout this interview, though, Michael has been placing a huge amount of blame on Robert, even at points saying that he was just standing there.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I've gone back, by the way, on the thing that he manipulated him now. It's because he's seeming in this entire interview, he's so unapologetic. Like, it's insane how unapologetic he is. Like, it's holy fuck. Yeah. He's fucking, he's holy god.
Letting Robert do all the work, and that he was only part of this in the first place because he knew Robert was going to do this anyway, and he wanted to be on his good side.
I didn't kill anyone or hurt anyone. I couldn't do it, so I was going to let him, like...
You stabbed your 12-year-old brother 21 times, no?
Yeah, but you stabbed somebody in the neck. I mean,
I just kind of...
how do you feel about what you...
Well, yeah, he stabs. What are you talking about, dude? This guy, oh my god. This guy, like, he doesn't feel any human emotion, so he can't fucking manipulate anyone because he very clearly is not feeling any emotion. He was just laughing about how about his fucking 12-year-old brother got stabbed 21 times. Holy god.
done now?
I didn't like it.
I mean, how do you feel about your mother? You watched her get stabbed, you cut her throat yourself, and you watched her bleed all over the place and scream. How does that make you feel?
Think about it.
Unfortunately, though,
He's not even faking, like, crying or anything, or being sad. He's so deadpan, it's insane.
in his interview, Robert had absolutely no concerns telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth, eventually
Yeah.
cluing the cops in that Michael may have had a larger part than he originally let on.
The guys that are interviewing Robert kind of gave me a quick version of what he's saying that you did, and you haven't told me everything, okay? So I know you're not being completely honest. I'm just one of, like...
What's the point of even lying at this point? You admitted to, like, being complicit in this, like, yeah, it's like, obviously Robert's gonna rat you out. He doesn't give a shit, bro. He's fucking insane. Why the hell would he protect you?
hundreds of people that are gonna look at this thing. We got the state police coming in, and every single stab wound that you inflicted, we're gonna know about. Everybody's been stabbed, and you both had knives, and we know you both stabbed everybody. So you guys are kind of at the same level. Who's gonna be honest and make this right? And who's a liar? Okay, which one do you want to be?
As is often the case, this simple
I may be a murderer, but I'm not a liar, guys. What are we doing here?
rhetoric was all the cops needed to use to get Michael to open up and finally confess to being as big a part of the murders as Robert was. Michael admitted to slitting the throats of Crystal and his mother, as well as stabbing Christopher to death. And as usual, one confession led to another, and we gained even deeper insight into the minds of these twisted teens.
Downward
You
spiral.
only stabbed your family because they were in the way towards the bigger plan.
They were in the way and, higher count.
This higher count, how can you, is this a game?
It's more like kind of become famous, kind of get...
It now
Yeah.
fully comes to
Fucking ridiculous.
light that the murders truly weren't personal to any extent, and that the entire reason for this slaughter and any that would follow was just for recognition and fame. This became even more obvious when searches of the home revealed rolling surveillance cameras and storage drives with all of their plans.
There's so many more easy ways to become famous. So many more easy, more moral ways that are, like, Like you could go, yeah, go like piss in a Wendy's, piss in, go and like go to a Wendy's and like I don't know, piss on the floor. So I don't know, no, like do a pink guy thing, wear a pink suit, just go dance in a Wendy's, whatever, make a viral video. You know, I'm talking like, you know, like fuck, like like you can, like there's so much more things you can do that are just weird that'll get you in the news more than just shit like this, dude. Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, what are you actually doing?
Saved them. Robert later revealed that they plan to make 2 videos, one to taunt the police with,
Make some Minecraft videos or something, dude. What are you doing?
and another to post online. The rest of my
Do a streamer challenge or something. Like, be the first person to stream their life for a year or something. Like, you don't have to do all this, man.
Michael's interview footage consists of him writing a statement that unfortunately was never publicized. But whatever it was that he wrote must have been pretty messed up, as the detective watching over him couldn't even finish reading it and reacted like this. Of course, at trial, neither of the boys
Yeah, I cannot imagine what the fuck he could have fucking possibly wrote there.
stood much of a chance, yet Michael attempted to plead not guilty on the grounds of insanity. However,
Okay.
it didn't go so well for either of them, and they were both given 5 life
There was very clear intent by him to hide what he was rolling it there. So that kind of removes the insanity play.
sentences without the possibility of parole. The surviving children, Crystal and Autumn, were adopted by the same couple. But the fact remains that this once large yet reclusive family
nice.
now exists solely as a foul legend on the conscience of every person that lives in the erstwhile peaceful town of Broken Arrow.
Hello?
Alright, so that was, yeah, it was a very interesting video. In 10 minutes, we went through a lot there. Yeah, one of the most brutal shits I've ever seen, just unforgiving. And, yeah, the interrogation footage was very interesting, because it wasn't really an interrogation. It was him kind of just owning up and then trying to slowly put more of the blame to the other guy, and then eventually going, alright guys, it was me, not gonna lie to you. Yeah, just guys who have no fucking semblance of reality, no emotion whatsoever, just see life as a fucking, like, video game or whatever. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Yeah, it's just ridiculous cases like this. But yeah, great editing, great video by Dr. Insanity. I like, you know, and he does more of these short form videos. You know, a lot of like true crime content is a lot more long form. But for short form true crime content, this is really good because he really puts it all together really quickly. Like, I was never confused here. It was never going too fast. We didn't skip over anything really, and we covered quite a bit of information in just 10 minutes. So I think that was a really good video by Dr. Insanity. And obviously, you know, if you want, yeah, it's just obviously horrific. It's just horrible. If you want more true crime videos, and yeah, some more true crime videos coming to this channel, and that'll be about it. Trying to get 2K subs. Bye.